Nobody
Yes.
can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so today we are going to cover about design constraint tab, which we have not used so frequently till now. Now let us discuss about that in detail. Okay. So you can see my pointer where you will find this design constraint tab, right? So let us go into that. Once we open this, you'll see again the design internal pressure, external pressure, internal temperature, and external temperature. Again, it is repeated. Why is it so? Why we need again these inputs? We have already input. If you remember that in the general input tab, we have already provided all these inputs about internal pressure, temperature, external pressure, and temperature. Why again we require to input these values? What can be the logic? Or is it confusing and uh, it may see anytime if you are taking two times input for a same uh, element, definitely there is going to be error. Once we input the design pressure, now we are sure that we have already provided that input. We don't bother about checking if somewhere else also I need to update, right? So why there are two different places why PVElite is taking input about the same feature for design internal pressure and external pressure and temperatures. See, it is just to make us convenient. If I have created a full pressure vessel, okay, if I change this input here, I change the input for all the elements. Okay, if let us see, let us create a descent also, and we'll insert our elliptical head before. Okay, now I have a pressure vessel with descents connected. Now let us provide some internal pressure. Let us make it 0.2 MPa. Okay, so if I update here, you can see that for which element I'm updating. It's 20 to 30. So it is nothing but your shell, right? Cylindrical shell. So I have updated the input of internal pressure for shell. Okay. If I go here, nothing has changed, right? If I go to the previous element, which is the first elliptical head, you can see still it is 0.6. If I go to the end for the last elliptical head, that also there is no change. Okay. Now, if I change the input from the design constraint tab, let us make it 0.2 here. Once I press enter, you'll see one pop-up. It says, would you like to update the model to reflect this change? I definitely want to update this model, so I'll say yes. Now, if you see, if you come to general input, this is the elliptical head, which is connected at the top, 30 to 40. You can see this input is updated. So by updating the input in design constraint tab, we provide input for the complete model. Okay. It is applicable for the complete model. So if I want to provide the input after making my model, then I'll update these inputs from here so that it will be updated for all the elements together. Okay, making sense? I hope you understand about this tab, user defined MAWP. As per your understanding, what should be the use of this? Anyone can tell me whether we should provide some input or we should not provide, why this is given. User defined MAWP. Anyone?
If we don't want to utilize the additional thickness,
If you want to utilize the,
not the additional thickness, we have. So the pressure vessel will go little bit lesser than what it has actual.
the thickness you're telling that thickness we go lesser, or MAWP you're saying?
Like let's say if we have 8 mm thick
Mm-hmm.
plate, and according to our design we selected 10 mm, so then
Mm-hmm.
our MAWP will be higher. So
Correct.
if the user define MAWP, so that means it would be the lesser than the what it would be.
Correct. So at this stage, what we can say that it is a different value. Like if I want to provide a MAWP calculated by myself, that I need to have this MAWP to be applicable for this vessel. So if I want to overrule the MAWP calculation by this software, then I can provide that MAWP. So it may happen that if I have provided that MAWP higher than what actually the MAWP of my vessel, then I may need to increase the thickness. Okay, because the reason may be that client wanted that MAWP of your vessel. He's not worried about design pressure, but he is more concerned about the MAWP, and he wants a particular MAWP, right? So we can input this value given by the client, okay, and it will overrule our calculation. If it is higher than what we have designed, in that case, we may have to increase the thickness to be more than the MAWP which is provided here. Okay. Same thing is applicable for MAP-NC also. Okay. I hope this term which we have discussed in detail already, MAWP and MAP-NC, hope it is clear to you. Now there is additional input. It is about additional operating static head pressure. What is the use of this operating static pressure? Why we need this input? So if you guys have been using PVElite earlier, you might be knowing that this additional operating static pressure, this input was not there earlier in PVElite, right? Even in 19 version, it was not there. So anybody can tell me why we need this additional operating static pressure, or why this is provided here? Anyone?
So then, in a design calculation, the inspector also can say the what is the operating pressure would be for this vessel.
Okay. Okay, that can be one reason, but see, just to go back to the calculation which we did, just go back and refresh in your mind how we use static head. If you remember that static head is nothing but the liquid column, which is present in the pressure vessel. So because of that liquid column, we convert that liquid column into pressure, right? Using rho GH, then add in our design pressure, right? If I'm using that static pressure, that is always dependent upon the height, right? So if my bottom descent might be having a more static head, or will have more static head compared to my top descent will not have any static head, right? So if you remember, before this tab which is now added, there is always a detail input, which we can provide to add the liquid in this vessel. This creates the additional pressure, okay, by using this liquid. if I provide a single value for full pressure vessel, whether that is correct to do that, because we know that the pressure will not be same, isn't it? It is going to vary based on my height. So for my bottom descent, the pressure is going to be higher. For my top descent, it is going to be lower. So if I provide this static head here directly as a value, what it will do? It will apply the same static head for all the elements, isn't it? Because we know that this tab is used for all the elements. So whether it is correct to provide the static head like that, in this case, if I have a vertical vessel, can I use this? Or I shall use the liquid column, liquid input. What do you think?
Liquid input.
Liquid input, right? That seems to be the right method to provide that static head, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So see, now why then this is provided? If this is not the right way, then why we have the PVElite has provided this input to be taken here? Any reason you can think of? See, if it is
Maybe
yeah,
change in
please.
change in operating
Change in operating
condition, maybe the liquid level goes up. The
Okay.
chances.
So if the liquid column is going up, then I can always design for the maximum liquid column by using this tab, right? So this tab, when we provide the height, we always
Yeah.
take the highest possible in the operation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I can take care by this. See, one scenario may be that if I have a horizontal vessel, then we know that for all the elements for a horizontal vessel, the static head is going to be same. It's not like the static head calculation for a vertical. For vertical, for each element, it will be different. For horizontal case, it is going to be same for all the elements.
Yeah.
In that case, if I want to avoid this filling of the liquid and providing data directly, if I have the static head pressure calculated, I can input that in MPA. Okay. Making sense?
Say that again, Abhishek, please. Yeah, explaining it. The last bit.
Yeah, I'll explain it again. For vertical vessel, static head for each element is going to be different. So the pressure which is created by the static head is going to be different for each element. In the case of my vessel orientation, if it is vertical, if my vessel orientation is horizontal, let us make this, flip the orientation of this. Okay, if my vessel orientation is horizontal, in that case, my static head is going to be same for all the elements, isn't it?
Yes.
Because the liquid level, like if it is at this level, it is equal for all the elements.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, if I just calculate that static head and provide the input here, it is okay, right? I can do that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So if I don't want to provide, so you should be aware that when you're doing it, if you are already providing that additional operating static head pressure here, you should not add the liquid again, right? Because then it will be additional 2 times static head will be added in that case. Is it making sense? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. See, anytime if you are confused with any input, you should be aware that there is a help available. If you press F1 tab in your PC, a window will open, okay, and it will provide you the details about that tab. It may not be so much detail for some cases, but maybe in quite depth for few cases. Okay, so but at least it will try to give you some hint to provide that data. So it is what it is writing for additional operating static pressure, that enter the additional static pressure at the top of the vessel. So whatever's additional static pressure, if in case of like if we are, let us see, if you are making some additional blanketing, or can be the liquid level which is additionally on in my equipment. Okay, so you have to be careful while using it. Next tab is about pressure testing. Okay, I hope you are aware. So you can see you can see the drop down list. In that you will find all the kinds of pressure testing which we have seen. 99B is the minimum hydrostatic test pressure. 99C is a maximum. Okay, even though code does not say explicitly about the test being maximum, but we know that by the calculation of it, that it goes to the upper limit of our hydrostatic pressure. B35, when we don't calculate MAWP, we can consider MAWP as equal to the design pressure, and hydrostatic test pressure will be calculated based on design pressure in that case. Okay, so that will be 99B35. UG100 is pneumatic. If you're not performing hydro at all, in that case you can do no hydro. If client has asked you to perform the hydrostatic test at a particular pressure and he has given you that pressure, in that case you can select user entered pressure. So once I'm entering user entered pressure, there has to be some tab where I can input that value, right? If I'm entering this 99B, I don't need any input for the design pressure because software will be able to calculate, right? If I use 99C, in that case also it can calculate. But when I enter user entered pressure, that means I should enter some pressure. So you can see this tab, user defined test pressure. So I need to fill this data if I have selected user entered pressure. If I have to do corroded pressure test is done. Like if I have to do a pressure test at site after some years of operation, in that case, I need to perform corroded pressure test. So I need to select this option if that is applicable for this vessel. The allowable stresses during hydro, if I want to limit up to 90% of yield, we know that we can have a design or hydrostatic pressure which is much higher, and it can create a pressure which is very close to yield. So if I don't want to go up to that and I want to restrict the stresses up to 90% of yield, then I need to select this. See, whenever there is an option, like here, you can select, you cannot select also. That means there is no specific requirement in the code that what is to be followed. If it is a code requirement to restrict the stresses below 90% of yield, then it will not come to you as an option. Is it making sense? Guys, is it making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So whenever you have option, that means code is open about that. That is why you are having an option. Otherwise, it will not be available to you as an option. We know that user defined test pressure, when I select user entered pressure, this will be available. Okay, in this case also it is available, but if you enter here, this will be overruled. It will not calculate as per 99B, and it will take this pressure as a hydrostatic test pressure. Now you can do hydrostatic test in horizontal condition or in vertical condition. So in that case, I need to select the option appropriately. Now guys, tell me one thing. Okay, if a vessel is actually the orientation is vertical in operation, okay, and we have to perform a hydrostatic test during operation also. And so after a few years of operation, again there is a hydrostatic test planned. Okay, and that is planned in vertical condition. In your shop, you will be making this vessel in horizontal condition, right? In that case, the shop hydrostatic test is going to be in horizontal position, and on site, I have to perform a hydrostatic test in vertical condition. How you will take care of this requirement in the design, that you do the calculation for horizontal also and for vertical also. Anyone can tell me?
Yes, we need to do for the board case because it might be different for the vertical case.
Correct. So the simple thing is that we run one time with horizontal and then again second time with vertical. And I have to produce both the reports.
Because I faced this problem once time.
Yeah.
I designed a flat head
Mhm.
and we tested at this shop horizontally, and at the side they also want to test vertically.
Correct. Yeah.
So
So
at that time there will be a more stress generated at the stress
correct.
junction of the head and the shaft. So
Mhm.
we have to put some stiffener at that time.
Okay. So it was modified also. It was to be modified, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it won't possible to do the vertical hydro test.
Yeah. So now you know that, see, the PVElite in a single model, you may not be able to take care of all the cases. If that scenario exists, then we have to simply do one calculation considering one case, print that report, then change the data for the next case, run that case also, right? And take the report. Whatever is common in both the reports, that may be excluded from the second report, and will print only what is changing, right? Like in this case, if you know how the print comes for in the print format, let us save it and see how it comes so that I can show you. You can see this, it comes in this format. So whatever report, if you think which is changing, I can select that and print only that report. Okay. You can see this in this case. See, first of all, it will calculate the hydrostatic test pressure result for all the cases. And then it will finally take whatever I have selected, that as a value, and it will proceed with further stresses calculation for that pressure. So there's an option. If I want to print only one report, I can select that and I can print that report. Like if I select from here also in Word, only this, whatever I've selected, that will be printed. Okay, so that we can always do. Okay, come back here. Okay, now there are further tabs. This list stress ratio includes ANSI flange stress. What do you mean by this? Anyone can tell me what it tries to mean, what it means actually? What is list stress ratio, where we use it? Where we use list stress ratio?
For MAWB calculation.
For MAWP or hydrostatic test calculation?
Hydrostatic.
In hydro, right?
It's a 1.5 time MAWB into, it's quite the hydro.
Yeah, in hydrostatic test, 1.3 times MAWP into LSR. So there we used LSR. So in LSR, if you remember, it is a stress ratio of that component at room temperature divided by the design temperature. So it is going to be higher or equal to 1, right? So it's saying whether you want to include that flanges also. Okay, so flange is also a component, so definitely we should include that flange also. Why it is saying about ANSI? Because ANSI is nothing but B16.5. okay, earlier it was called as a ANSI flange, now we call it as a ASME has adopted it, and now we call it as a B16.5. So it is a standard flange. So it is saying, do you want to include that also? Because as per code, the standard flanges we can use as it is. We don't have to do any calculation for that. So there is an option that to exclude that if you want. So if you want, unless the client is saying will not like to include. If you want to include, that's also fine. You can always do that. But it is not mandatory to select this option. Okay. Now compute maximum theoretical test pressure. What is this? Maximum theoretical test pressure. Anyone? You know about test pressure, right? So if there is an option called compute maximum theoretical test pressure, what do you think it means? Anyone? No answer? What is the maximum test pressure? How we calculate it? No response. I hope I am making sense to you. How we calculate the maximum test pressure?
It is MAP at new condition.
Yeah, the MAPNC, that 99C is your normal. See, if you remember correctly, there is no maximum value which code defines as a design pressure, as a hydrostatic test pressure,
Yeah, that
right?
is
So
yes,
like,
MAP.
yeah, so normally we consider that MAPNC because in new condition that the maximum pressure of my vessel is MAPNC. Taking that as a basis, if we calculate hydrostatic test pressure, that becomes our maximum. So if I select this and again run this, let us see if we have any difference. So if you see here 99B, 99B, see all the pressures it has calculated. So this is 0.35, 0.26, this is 1.5, almost double than 99B. See that? So this is the maximum pressure. Now let us see if it is theoretical maximal allowable test pressure is 1.0. It is nothing but same as your 99C, right? So the only difference is that it is just printing this. Earlier it was not printed. Now it will print this also, that what is the maximum. So just if you want to print that in your report, that what is your maximum theoretical test pressure, you can select that. Okay. Even if you don't select, we know that it will be calculating for all these cases. Okay. And finally, the pressure which you have, the methodology which you have selected, that will be printed and the stresses will be calculated based on that. But it is going to calculate the pressure for all the cases. Okay, making sense? What is this projection from top, projection from bottom? What are these terms? Any use of this? See, if there is an input, definitely it is going to change your design. So what do you think? Why this projection from top is available as an input in pressure testing data? How it is going to influence your pressure testing? If there is a nozzle on the top, it will have certain projection, right? Let us create one nozzle. Just make it at the top. If there is a nozzle at the top, whatever projection I've given, so in that also liquid will be there, right? And liquid, if you remember, it all depends upon the height. So if the height of that liquid is getting increased, finally the static head pressure created by that liquid is going to increase in with the same amount, right? Similarly, if it is at the bottom, it is going to influence the static head pressure on that nozzle. Okay. So if you have a nozzle which is having the highest projection, that value I should put here. Okay. Making sense? Guys, yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if we come to that miscellaneous design data, you can see there is a datum line option. You can see in the model also there is one datum line. Okay. If you know the by definition of the datum, for every model or any plant layout, we have some datum, right? With reference to that, all the dimensions will be given. Okay. So right now it is considered at the weld line of your addition to shell. Okay, but you can change it if you want. If you don't like the datum to be here, you can change that datum, but that is not going to affect your design. Just this is just for reference, right? If I want to take that datum at the tan to tan line, I will shift it here. If I want to take the datum at the 0 point, I can do that. Okay. So this is just to give you these dimensions. These dimensions which is projected here, it is based on that. It is not going to change your design. It is for your convenience. The next data is MDMT. Okay. Now you know why this data is there.